Hello and welcome. We are in Thursday now in the scoop. And I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. This is kind of uncharted territory for me. I've never made it this far into the game before. So I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing at this point. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to the curio shop on Bond Street and talk to the guy there about the weapon. Or, the pin that's a weapon. The problem is, I remember there being another store I could go to, but I don't see any locations on here that I haven't been to yet. So I don't know if I somehow missed, finding out how to get to that store. But anyway, on to Araby's.
Looking a bit rumpled this morning, Miss Anderson. I guess you haven't been getting your rest. Funny how you reporters work. Me? I does me work and I'm done with it. Keeps me health good. You know who else has got some new greases? That Inspector Smart, that's who. He must do 16 bells a day.
I think bells is hours. Let's see. Yeah. Nothing. And probably nothing on this side either. Yeah, I remember being able to go to another store at one point. But for the life of me, I cannot remember how to get there. Okay, so let me show him the there we go, the photo of the murder weapon.
Oh yes, a portly gentleman purchased this last Friday. His name was Mr. Fisher. He tendered his trade card and asked for a discount. He made a rather bad joke about how women want to wear the most barbarous ornaments in their hair.
Okay, so this weapon, the one that was found on top of the phone booth, Mr. Fisher bought on Friday, which would be the same day as Johnson's murder. So that is interesting. I was getting ready to take him off of the suspect list, but this puts him back on it. So let me see, what can I do now? I guess the best thing I could do would be to go to Fisher's place and see what if anything he has to say about this. But before I go all the way to Brighton, is there anywhere else I want to go? You know what? I'm going to save. Okay, and then I'm going to see if there's... Let me see if there's anyone else I could show this to that might be able to help me out. Let's try this. She's not here yet. No one's here. He's not going to know anything. Oh boy. Okay, let's see. Is there anyone here? Maybe I'm here too early in the morning? Yeah. Okay, by any chance, is there anybody over at the Cat and Fence, I think it was called? I figure the closer it gets to 8 o'clock, the better. That way I'm not wasting as much time taking the train. He's not going to know anything. At least I hope he doesn't know anything about a murder weapon. Cheshire Cheese. Cat and Fence is somewhere else. Just the owner. What the heck? Okay, let's see. By chance, do you have anything to say about this? He literally doesn't have a thing he can tell me about it. Okay. Waste of time. Where else can I go? Let's see. I'll try Piccadilly Palace. Down here. Okay. Look, Miss Anderson, I've really no interest in weapons. Love, not war. That's my motto. Okay. Nothing. helpful. Blackwood. Honeychild, you got anything for me? Oh, when I think of my dear Mr. Johnson being skewered like that, it simply makes me ill. Please, it's really too much for me. Alright. How about over here? Okay, let's see. Can you tell me anything about it? I walk. Like there, I couldn't find it for a second. Rather ornate for a murder weapon, isn't it? Shouldn't surprise me if the killer is some sort of psychotic who only kills with jewelry. That's an interesting take. I hadn't thought of that. Aside from some interesting theories, I didn't really learn anything new there. Is this where I can travel from? No, it isn't. At least it's closer to 8 o'clock. Go to Victoria Station. I don't think there's anything on either side of Victoria Station, but just to be on the safe side. Nope. And there's anything new over here? No, sir. Okay. Off to Brighton. Let's go to... Okay, I think North Street. If I remember, North Street is where his shop is, and Hove is where he lives. Yesterday noon, I gave that shop woman a lift to Fish's shop. I saw her through the rear view holding some gems in the light. An hour later, she gave me a crown for fare and told me to keep the change. Must have sold the gems to Fisher. It doesn't surprise me. Every thief in Brighton knows where to fence his loot. Okay. So he's, Fisher's known for buying, jewelry and gems and stuff. Alright. Fisher is here. Hove. Let me see if there's anything interesting that he has to say. Perhaps you do not understand how much my privacy means to me. I will not allow you to invade my home. Will you leave quietly, or must I ask the doorman to escort you from the premises? Not helpful. Oh, no, no matter what I do, that's what he's going to say. Okay. That was a waste of time. While I'm here, I never actually searched his place. Let's wait till he leaves, because I can't search while he's here, obviously. There we go. Thank you for leaving me alone in your house. Now let me search it. The expensive furniture is rather more modern than one might expect. Interesting. You search carefully through all of Mr. Fisher's private files. A promissory note is here. Okay. Let's take that promissory note and let's take a look at it. I really wish I would sort this stuff better. I owe you £500, signed Gladys Sharp, paid in full, 11th November. I think we know where she got that money from. But is there anything I can do with this item? Let me see. Let's see. Maybe Fisher will be more willing to speak to me at his place of work. Ah, there you are. Before I do anything, let's say this is Fisher. Okay, now let me ask him about the murder weapon. Out of curiosity, what's he got to say about this?
See here, Mr. Anderson, you've no right prying into my private business. What does it matter if I lend a bit to someone in need? Now give me that receipt. I warned you. I am prepared to use force.
Okay, well, I didn't like that. Good thing I saved. Yeah. Okay. What else can I show him? Out of curiosity, what would happen if I showed him the gem pouch?
Aha, so you're the one who burgled my desk. You'd better hand that over if you know what's good for you. Wait a minute! Stop! Thief! Police!
You are arrested and taken to Scotland Yard. After 4 hours, Mr. Rightwell posts your bail. He gives you a stern lecture on the utter stupidity of taking gems from the jewelry shops without first paying. Well, that was really dumb. I'm glad I saved before doing that. Okay. I mean, I knew nothing good would come from doing that, but I had to find out what exactly would happen. Alright. Well, he can't exactly seal the murder weapon for me. This is just a photo of it. So let's try this.
I admit I bought that pin for Geraldine, but what of it? I posted it from London this Friday past, and I haven't seen it since. It's quite obvious Tracy murdered her within a jealous rage. If you spent your time searching for him rather than badgering me, I dare say you would have solved this murder by now.
He's awful defensive. Which I guess makes sense considering he bought the murder weapon. I'm still curious, though, about how it doesn't match the description that Johnson gave to Hemingway. There's got to be something else I can show him. How about the brooch?
I had a funny feeling when that shop woman brought me this. That's why I haven't tried to sell it yet. But you must understand, this shop owes me a great deal of money, and when I saw a chance to get some of it back, well, I simply leapt at it. I hadn't the foggiest notion where she got it. Why don't you ask her?
Well, now I know how she paid back the money that she owed him. Alright, is there anything else I want to show him? I don't think so. Okay, let me go see if there's anything else around here. I don't think so, though. Let me save, since I did do something at least. Yep. Alright. I might as well try Catsby. Show her the murder weapon.
Surely you don't think I could know anything at all about that tawdry affair?
Okay, nothing. There's no way I'm getting back to London before 11 o'clock, it looks like. Before noon, actually. There's no reason to go to Jumbles. Okay. Yeah. Just go back. Right. Yeah, it's going to be like noon by the time I get back to London. It's not like I got anything else to do. Oh, hey. Hello. Okay. Oops. I've been wanting to talk to you, sir.
I've got a bit of business to attend to. If you keep following me about, it'll be bad for you.
And there he goes. see, is there anything? Would showing him that letter do any good? Oh, no, he's just going to say the same thing again. And hops in a taxi and leaves. You know, there is something you could... Yeah, there, follow the cab. I remember being able to do that. Must have lost him in traffic. Okay. Well, maybe now there's people at the morning store I can talk to. Yeah, she's here now. Not that I have anything new to show her. How about Oliver? Is Oliver here? Nope. But Hemingway is. He's safe before I talk to him. I remember when I was younger playing this, and I showed Hemingway the murder weapon. Not the photo of the murder weapon, but the actual murder weapon. And he took it from me. Which, at the time, I thought it was just because he was going to try to get the scoop on me. No pun intended. But now I'm wondering if it's because he is Mr. Tracy and perhaps the murderer. But let me try talking to him, show him some stuff. I think I've shown him a lot of this stuff already. Okay, let's see what he has to say about this.
So that's what Fisher killed Johnson and that Tracy woman with. Rather diabolical, isn't it? From what Oliver has just told me, I'd say it would be just like Fisher to use a piece of jewelry as a murder weapon.
He really wants to pin this murder on Fisher, doesn't he? And now, knowing now what I know, I don't blame him. Speaking of which... Is there anything else I want to show him first off? No, I can't think of anything there. Okay. But speaking of him now being a suspect, I should quiz him on where he was during the two murders. First off, I'll ask him about the night of the Tracy murder.
I resent your impertinent questions. If you must know, I was golfing with my good friend Pycraft, just as I do every weekend. This last Saturday I came down with a bit of a cold. I thought it best I returned home. I got in around 10 and went straight to bed.
Okay.
I worked until 7:30, then drove home, arriving at 8. I dined with my wife and her mother, then stepped out to my club. I returned home at 10 and turned on the wireless.
Just for you non-Brits, the wireless is the radio.
We listened a bit to the Lord Mayor's evening concert on BBC. After the 10:15 signal, I got up to adjust the set and accidentally broke a tube.
Yeah, and a tube would refer to a transistor tube, which is back in like the 60s when I think this took place. That was it was like a vacuum tube that they used to power electronic devices like radios back then. He says 10:15 is when he adjusted the radio, and that is around the same time that Johnson was being murdered. So if there's any way I can confirm that he was at home at 10:15, that gives him an alibi for Monday night. Okay. I think I did actually learn a thing or two. Okay, I'm going to look around and see if there's any more people I can talk to, because I want to see if I can find that other shop that I remember going to when I was playing this game when I was younger. You know what? I might as well just ask this guy. Maybe he knows something. Nope. Okay. Oh well. Thanks, Bill. I think he said his name was Bill. What the heck? Might as well ask the guy over at the. I think this is the cat and fence over here. No, I already talked to this guy. That's right. Never mind. I'm I'm spinning my wheels here. Okay, let's see. Where else can I go? That's new. Okay. A small loudspeaker broadcasts BBC's current program into the street. Several pedestrians offer you shillings as you search the gutter for important clues. Okay, I guess they thought I was a panhandler. And since I've been seeing references to crowns and shillings, yeah, this definitely, I think this is like around like the 40s or the 60s or something, because it's definitely before they decimalize the pound if they're giving out shillings. Okay. Oh, okay, he does move. Good. It's kind of creeping me out there, wearing sunglasses inside and all. Handsomely framed photos of famed musicians decorate these walls. Nice. Okay. On the portrait of Mozart, you notice a thin mustache penciled in. And I'm guessing it's not a photograph, since Mozart died before the invention of photography. Okay, let me save. Ugh, I keep doing that. Alright. Okay, BBC staff member who doesn't even deserve a name. What's on your mind?
I'm on a rather difficult passage in a composition I've been working on. Tell me, do you think I should have the trumpet play T-tum, or is T-T-T-tum better?
Okay, so I'll ask about Monday night, since apparently the BBC was playing something on Monday night.
Let's see. Monday night we ran a news program, a couple of serials, and then the Lord's Mayor's show at 10. It was Handel's Water Music.
Okay. Kind of makes me want to listen to Handel's Water Music. Lord Mayor's show was at 10. Not sure that helps me out at all, knowing that. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. And is there anywhere else I can go from the BBC? And actually, while I'm here, is there anything else I can ask this guy about that he might possibly know anything about? Might as well.
I'd like to help you, but music is my sole interest.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see anything else in here that I could ask the guy about. Where can I go now? Who knows? Maybe someone could tell me something here. Is Redmond home? Maybe I could talk to Redmond. He is, but he's asleep. No, just because he's asleep doesn't mean I can't talk to him.
I imagine you know you've drawn me out of bed. I work nights, Miss Anderson. You know that. Now I'll thank you to leave, unless you'd rather I threw you out bodily.
Okay, so yeah, he's not going to talk to me. I was kind of hoping Smart would be here. I doubt he's going to talk to me about anything, but let's see.
My role here is purely advisory. If you found any evidence or have any inquiries, please speak with Inspector Smart.
Okay. Oh, well. Man, it's already 1 o'clock. Anywhere else I can go? Wait a second. Wait, is that it? Is that the street that I've been looking for? Peter's Pets? Nothing. Yeah, this is definitely a new location. How did this appear out of nowhere? The curio shop. I think this is the place I was looking for. Hello, madam. Oh, wait. Is that hair or a hat? I can't tell. If you're thinking of asking me to repair that bracelet you've been staring at, well, don't. I'm far too busy. Okay. Tell me about yourself. There's nothing in this shop that isn't unique. It takes all of my time finding it, much less selling it. Customers think I've got all the time in the world to have screws fixed on earrings or hinges put on hairpins. Well, I haven't. Okay. Well, since she's into unique stuff, and I was looking for other stores to talk about this anyway, let me first ask about the photo of the murder weapon. Wherever did you find that? I've been looking everywhere. A Mr. Deadman purchased a jade hairpin like it and asked me to find its mate. I've gone to every bazaar and flea market in London without any luck. Would you accept 8 shillings for it? Deadman? She doesn't mean Redman, does she? Let me go ask her about Redman. There was a Mr. Deadman in last month, rather a common-looking fellow with horn rims. He spent an hour before he settled on a jade hairpin with a woman's head covered with snakes. Chinese, I should think. He wanted me to find its mate, then ran off when I asked his address. He barely stuttered out his name. A most peculiar fellow. That is interesting. Man, I am glad I found this shop, even if I have absolutely no idea how I found it. Let me try asking her about some other stuff, like... Well, actually, while I'm here, I certainly haven't time to learn the names of all the people who browse through here. Yep, same thing. Same thing, okay. Let's see, since she likes... Since she likes rare items, let me ask her about this. I'm afraid there's not much market for an item like this. I'll give you £3.10 for it, not a penny more. More than likely, I'll have to melt it down to be rid of it. She was going to offer me a lot less for the hairpin. I think. I'm pretty sure a shilling's less than a pound. Yeah, I don't think there's anything here. Okay. Let's see if any other new locations popped up, since 2 of them already have. Nope. Okay. There's just more twists and turns popping up here, so now Redman appears to be mixed up with all this. Unless it was... The description matched, though. The horn-rimmed glasses. He does wear glasses. Well, I know I keep going there, but let me take a look at the Morning Star. Maybe Oliver's here now. I haven't talked to him at all today. Yeah, there he is. Okay. I can't actually remember what I wanted to talk to him about, but let's see if I can come up with anything. I don't think I ever asked him where he was. Oh, okay.
Can't you see I'm speaking with my boss? Or are you simply doing a feature on how successful reporters work?
Wow, jerk. All right, let me listen to what he's saying.
The reward we've been offering for Tracy has brought in a spate of calls. I've been able to trace his normal movements on Monday mornings. He caught the 9 o'clock train from Brighton to Victoria Station. The trail ends there. If he comes into London on business, he must be in a high position to be able to arrive at such a late hour. I think we needn't worry about Tracy any longer. Clearly Fisher is Mrs. Tracy's murderer. As far as his alibi for Monday goes, we mustn't forget that the murders may be unconnected. You might be better off looking for who had a reason to kill Johnson. Didn't you hold some bitterness towards him? Really, it was the other way round. Johnson had his heart set on Miss Blackwood, who is, of course, my girl. She rebuffed him several times and was really rather irritated with his constant attention. I'm certain Johnson envied me as a successful suitor, but I hardly gave him a thought. He and Redmond had a similar squabble some time back. Redmond told me about that. It was really nothing serious. The girl ended up throwing them both over, and they had a good laugh about it later. It makes me wonder, though, who else Johnson might have honed in on. Or who he might have spited. I've been thinking this is a typically womanish crime. Johnson stabbed in the back, with a hairpin no less. It would be just like him to trust a woman blindly. Then there's this fellow Potts to consider. There's no telling how he might be involved. We'll have to keep those possibilities in mind. You might take a trip down to Southampton to see about Potts. Meanwhile, I'm sure they must have brought Fisher up from Brighton by now. Go down to Scotland Yard and see what you can find.
Okay. And with that, Oliver's leaving. Okay, he's still leaving. Or not. Oh, right, because he wasn't done walking into position. Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, I don't think I ever actually questioned him about the murders or anything. Okay, so he's just getting mad at me. Let's try talking to him one more time. Nope. And there he goes. So, yeah, I might as well follow the cab, even though I know he's going to Scotland Yard. Yep. Maybe I can learn something from him. Let's try again. Hey. Oh, come on. Okay, go in there. Boom. Okay. I'm not giving up that easy. There we go. Okay. Actually, before I do this, let me save. And I wonder if I could show him his own journal.
So you think that journal entry makes me a murderer? Listen, the newspaper business is crowded enough without Johnson, and his death just makes my promotion more certain. Now get out of my sight.
Right. Let's ask him about some other stuff.
I'll bet you sifted Hemingway's trash bin to get this. You might as easily have bought the Morning Star. The information is identical, although I must say my story makes better reading. You found that in front of Victoria Station? I wonder if Johnson started back to the office, then remembered to call in. It would be just like him to let his notes fly out of his pocket.
Like, gee, the man's dead and he's still insulting him.
I haven't the slightest idea why you're bothering to show me that.
Okay. No.
You needn't remind me Johnson was sweet on Beryl, not with her moping constantly over him. Besides, I've already read that piece of tripe. Nasty little weapon, isn't it? Whoever used that on Johnson certainly knew his business. And then to think of throwing it on top of the phone box, just about the simplest and cleverest hiding place possible. I'd say the murderer thought it all out beforehand. I told you Redmond was a rather odd fellow. His lurid obsession with murder doesn't surprise me in the least. This photograph of Johnson is interesting, though. It practically has Pycraft's signature on it. Look at the angle it was taken from, and the way it's framed. If I didn't know better, I'd swear it was Pycraft's work.
Is it going to be smart? Hello? Oh, there he is. No. Hey, that's the Arabies guy. Uh-oh. Did I miss an interesting conversation? Let me go back. This is why I say frequently, people. Oh, Fisher's here too. None of them are talking now. Let me wait a little bit. No. 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 Okay, I guess not. I guess I didn't miss out on anything. Maybe I missed the conversation they were having. Maybe if I gone a little early, come here a little earlier. No, still nothing. So why are they here if they're not talking to the cop? Let me wait and see what happens. Nothing. Yeah, nothing changed. Are they talking to each other? Nope. Okay. If I wait a minute. Nope, he leaves. And what's Fisher doing? Oh, now Inspector Smart's here. He's not talking. Okay. No one's talking over here either. Okay, let me try waiting. I mean, at worst, I'll just backtrack to a previous save again. Okay, now he's going over there. Still nothing. Let's see, is there anything I want to talk to Smart about? Okay, can't. Okay, now Fisher's leaving. They're not talking to each other. Now can I talk to Inspector Smart? Nope. And Fisher's gone. I think I know where he's going. Redmond's still asleep. Where can I go now? I just don't think I got anything else to do. Let's go give it a try.
Fisher's doing a little lending on the side, eh? Now, how do you suppose that shopwoman paid him off? Look into it, Mr. Anderson.
Okay. Well, I already know how. With the stolen brooch. No help. Where else can I go? Maybe I can ask the lady at the curio shop if she knows. If she knows Fisher. And actually, I don't think I checked to see if there's anything else here worth looking at. Nope. Wait. Beryl Blackwood's here?
I'd love to have these Oriental topaz earrings for a friend of mine, but her ears aren't pierced. Could you have them fixed on screws? I'm sorry, no. If I spent time fixing earrings, I shouldn't have time to find this stuff, much less sell it. A customer last month took a fancy to a jade ornamental pin, really more of a skewer than a pin. Anyway, he asked me if I could find him in the pair. I could not, I told him. Imagine him wanting me to run all over the countryside to find a 10-shilling pin. An Oriental hairpin? It sounds just the thing I'm looking for. It would suit you, dear. Very artistic. A woman's head covered with snakes covered in jade. He pawed at it for a good 20 minutes before he finally put a 10-shilling note down. Oh, it was a man who bought it? Of course it was a man, unless women have taken to growing moustaches and wearing horn rims. He said it was for his wife and asked if I'd hold the other if I came across it. Certainly, I said. Just leave your name and address. He stuttered a bit and said Deadman or something, then decided he'd check back by. For his wife, indeed.
Okay, didn't really learn anything new there. Let me see if I can catch Blackwood before she leaves, though. It seems like she's investigating this on the side, perhaps? Probably wants to find out who killed Johnson. Wait, I already showed her that, didn't I? Anything I haven't shown her? No. I can't think of anything. Maybe she had something new to say about Redman after that? No. That's the same thing that she said before about... Oh, well. I guess I don't have anything new to talk to her about. What was I going to talk to this woman about? That conversation totally put it out of my head. Oh, yeah, I was going to ask about Fisher. I certainly haven't... Okay, yeah, I've read that one already. Okay. Well, there was a conversation where I didn't... There was a conversation where I didn't really learn anything new. What else can I do? Let's see. Did I search this place? I can't even remember. Only the most patient peruser can pick out the pearls in these piles. Okay, well, apparently he disagrees that everything here is worth looking at. Among the receipts left on Mrs. Sherlock's desk after her monthly bookkeeping, you find what may be an important clue. Okay. Deadman's receipt is here. Let's look at Deadman's receipt. Purchased by Mr. Deadman, Oriental Jade Hairpin River Goddess, 10 shillings, October 23. Look for mate. Okay, now I kind of wish I had talked to Amethyst about. Oh, she's still here. Okay. Good work, Miss Anderson. You found physical evidence that Redmond bought a pin exactly like the one Johnson described to me. Now, the only question is, what has become of the second pin? Well, isn't this the second pin? And yeah, I did talk to her about that already. That is a good point, though. What did happen to the second pin? I wonder... It's getting later. Maybe now I can go talk to Redmond. No. Guess I'll have to wait till later tonight to talk to him. Oop, I didn't mean to press that, but oh well. Now where can I go? I should ask my boss about the receipt.
I say, things are getting a bit sticky for Mr. Redmond, aren't they? Why don't you try getting him to the shop and see if the proprietress can identify him?
How would I do that? How would I get him to the shop? How on earth would I get him to the shop? See, I guess my best bet would be to go to Redmond while he's working at the Morning Star, talk to him then. You know what? Before I do anything, let me save. Alright. Let me just go here for now. Maybe she could say something about the notes.
Beryl told me someone similar to Redmond bought a pin at the curio shop. Now you've got actual proof. You ought to show it to Inspector Smart. As for me, I'll certainly steer clear of Mr. Redmond.
People are getting suspicious of Redmond now. I guess I can't blame them. I wonder if he would have anything to say about this. Since he's got sticky fingers, let me save before I do anything.
You're saying someone fitting Redmond's description purchased a jade pin from that shop? I'm sure it's purely coincidental. Redmond has his faults, but he certainly isn't a murderer.
Huh. He's not trying to pin this on Redmond. That's interesting. I don't know why I went out there. Okay. Where else can I go? I wonder if Inspector Smart will talk to me now. there he is. Okay. Let's see. What kind of stuff can I show him? Well, I guess first the thing that I was told to show him. I passed it up, didn't I? Yeah, I did.
I rather think there's nothing to be made of that, Mr. Anderson. We've already found the weapon. If we spent our time tracking down every jade hairpin sold in England, I dare say we'd be well into the next century before we track Mr. Tracy.
Okay. Anything else I can show him?
You found this in front of Victoria Station? I wonder how it got there if Johnson went straight from the train to the phone box. This puts a new twist in the case. I'll need this for my files. Oh, no.
I don't want you taking nothing. Not until I have this all figured out. Is there anything else I want to show him? Something that he might not take from me?
We've already received that information from Mr. Oliver. Written in blue pencil. That's not surprising considering Hemingway's profession, and the writing is clearly different. All the same, I'll need this for my file.
Okay. I don't want him taking stuff from me. Maybe later, once I got in this case all sorted out, but not right now.
We know that Oliver had a personal rivalry with Mr. Johnson, of course. However, it is interesting that he noted Johnson's demise with such glee. I believe I'll have to take a closer look at Oliver.
Okay, since he didn't steal that, let me save.
I doubt that has any bearing on the case. You're grasping at straws, Mr. Anderson.
Okay. Yeah, certainly not showing him that. You know, out of curiosity, what would happen if I showed it to him?
You found this in Mr. Fisher's desk? Egad, Mr. Anderson. I didn't think you were so foolish as to parade your booty in front of the police. You're under arrest.
Well, I knew that was going to be a bad idea. I just wanted to give it a try. After 4 hours, Mr. Wright posts your bail. He gives you a stern lecture on the utter stupidity of taking gems from jewelry shops without first paying. All right. I just wanted to see exactly what he would say. Okay. What else can I show him that's not stolen goods?
Looks as though Fisher is doing a little loan sharking on the side. Thank you, Miss Anderson. We'll look into it.
And he took that too, of course he did. Okay, he's just gonna keep taking stuff from me, isn't he? I mean, maybe I should let him. He is the police, but on the other hand, what if I still need one of these items that he's taking from me? It's not like I can't give them to him later. Arthur's letter. I doubt that. Okay, yeah. Johnson's poem.
It's rather silly, but it might have given Oliver a motive for doing Johnson in. I'll need that as evidence. If these murders prove separate, Oliver is a likely suspect in the Victoria one.
Okay, well, he said he needs it for evidence, but he didn't actually take it. Okay. Just in case he did take it and it just didn't disappear from my screen. No, it's still there. Good. Okay. Maybe he has something to say about this, even though I got it from him.
I gave you that, or have you forgotten already? That is rather conclusive evidence. Thank you, Mr. Anderson. I'll interview Mrs. Catesby just as soon as possible. I'm certain I can fit it in next Monday morning. Now, if you'll excuse me, I do have a murder case to attend.
Okay. I guess I just tipped him off about a different crime.
That's rather similar to an item taken from Mrs. Catesby's house in a burglary over the weekend. Of course, it probably isn't, and I really haven't the time to look into it just now. Why don't you be a help and take it by her house?
Well, I already did that. Thank you. Okay. Okay. I think I already showed him the debit receipt.
Rather an impressive file, isn't it? If some of our inspectors were half as diligent as Redmond, we wouldn't have nearly so many murderers loose in England. Redmond must have gotten that photograph from our files. He's rather friendly with our staff photographer.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I thought I'd find over there. Let me go check Redmond again. Still asleep. Is it worth waiting for him to wake up? I know he works nights, but I thought he'd get up by 6:30 at least. Why not? Anyone here? Okay. I think I might have spelled that wrong, but I don't care.
Geraldine said Mr. Tracy was a sort of superior commercial traveler, dealing in battleships or blocks of flats.
She made the same joke with me.
It was, I believe, a fiction that Geraldine upheld, because she knew so little about him. She always said he was quite the gentleman, but he did not look like a commercial traveler.
How do you know what he looked like?
Because I saw him, of course, standing with another man. Geraldine pointed him out to me in front of the law courts in the Strand. We were going past in a bus. He looked rather youngish, quite ordinary, I would say. Perhaps fair rather than dark. I can't truly remember. It really was only a glimpse from a distance.
What about the man he was with? Can you describe him?
Really, there's such a lot to describe in a back, isn't there? For all I know, it might have been yours.
All right, and now Oliver's leaving. You know, I got a feeling... I haven't really looked over here, I don't think. So let's check it out now. It's with veils, with feathers. Okay, no, actually I do remember reading this before. Under a hat ornamented with a miniature sailing ship and taffeta waves, you discover a package of white powder. A package of white powder is here. Okay. Let's examine this package of white powder. If I ever find it. The bag is packed with a suspicious white powder. The tip of your tongue tingles when you taste it. Well, as anyone who's ever watched a cop show knows, that means it's cocaine. Very interesting. Well, you know, I'm going to save before I do it, but asking Amethyst Manwaring about this white powder may not be the smartest idea. I'm going to save before I do this.
Why, Miss Anderson, you found my talc. I've been looking everywhere for it. Thank you so much. Excuse me, please.
Miss Manwaring takes the bag of white powder from you and repairs to the powder room. She returns after an hour. The bag of white powder is nothing to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. Yeah, okay. Wasn't the way I expected it to go, but yeah, okay. Glad I saved before I did that. Talc. Yeah, I'm sure she ran off to the bathroom with a bag of talc and came back an hour later. Okay. It's 7:30 now. Maybe Redmond's at work? That was weird. You just stopped walking for a second. There's Oliver. Do I have anything I want to show him? I'll come back in a minute. They're not talking to each other. Okay. Wait, does Redmond ever walk? He's still just standing perfectly still. Let me ask.
I know what you're trying to say. You've been hounding me since Monday. Well, I've never been in that shop in my life. I don't even know where it is. On Broad Street, you say? I'll meet you there Saturday morning at 10. We'll settle this once and for all.
Okay, well, he seems pretty confident. Saturday, let me make a note of that. Saturday at 10. Now that I think about it, I would really like to check out Hemingway's office, but I can't do it with Redmond here. I know he's Tracy, but I can't do it with Redmond here. Great. What else can I do? Since I got nothing else to do, maybe I should just wait a while. Doesn't he normally go down to the pub after a bit? I've been waiting all this time and he hasn't budged yet. Maybe I can go back to a previous save and come here. I think I'm getting... Yeah, this is the time when Redmond shows up. Okay, that didn't work. Okay. And now that I think about it, I would have to have gone back and gotten the white powder again anyway. So I saved this as Morningstar, right? Again, I think that was before I talked to him about the... Yeah. Okay. I wonder if talking to him about the white powder is a bad idea or not. Nope.
So you stooped to this, have you? I ought to call the vice detail.
Not helpful. Where'd your boss go? I know he's hiding something. You. I might as well just wait as long as I can. Okay, he leaves at 9:50. He leaves about 9:50. Yeah, that's from before I showed him the receipt. Okay. I'm going to go show the white powder to my boss. Not going to show it to the cops just yet. I probably shouldn't be handing over bags of cocaine for no reason. Well, on the bright side, I did find out how to get him to the store.
So Manwaring and Potts are running a dope ring. I'd say the best course of action is to turn that stuff over to Scotland Yard. It might be risky showing that around.
Well, actually, he does have a point about Potts. That would explain where Potts got all that money from. I did think that was kind of suspicious. If I show it to the inspector, he's almost certainly going to take it. And I don't think I want him to do that just yet. Because he's definitely not going to want me walking around with a bag of Coke. Just to see, though, what... Let's see. I'm sure this is what he's going to do. Let's see. Yeah, he takes it.
Egad, Mr. Anderson, do you know what this is? I wondered how Miss Manwaring managed to dress so smartly on her meager wage. Seems she's been supplying heroin to the entire East Side. Well done.
I guess heroin makes more sense than cocaine, now that I think about it. This is England, after all. Opium wars and all that. Okay, but I'm not letting him have it just yet. He thinks Potts has something to do with it. I'm not going all the way up to Southampton right now, though. Okay, so I killed some time. Let me just go back to Morning Star and wait for... You discover a tightly wadded scrap of paper at the bottom of the waste bin. A crumpled note is here. Tell that fool Pycraft not to mention G. G, huh? Maybe I should go talk to Pycraft. It's getting kind of late, but I can probably still do it. Go to sleep like immediately afterwards. Let's see if I can get there. No, I don't. He doesn't leave until... I'm trying to see if there's a way I can get here before 10 o'clock, but I'm not seeing it. Oh, time's passing. Okay, gotta go. I might as well just go straight to Southampton and hopefully talk to Pycraft and then go to bed. I did learn a few things in this running around, not sure what to do. Okay, the apothecary. I think Pycraft's place is next. No, Southampton is next. Then Pycraft? Yeah, there he is, Pycraft. Old chap. I got a feeling I know who G is, but just the same. Let's talk to this guy and see what he has to say. If I ever find it. There we go.
Hemingway and I always joke that way. I call him Stonehead, he calls me Fool. It's all very simple. Hemingway and I are planning a surprise tea party for his wife Gertrude. I introduced them, you know. Not that George has always been as delighted I did.
Less useful than I hoped it would be. But it's midnight, so I might as well go to sleep. You realize you've become very sleepy and cannot properly carry out your investigation in this state. You make your way home and fall quickly asleep. Last night you dreamt of flying over St. Paul's round Buckingham Palace, or if you're England, Buckingham Palace, and out to Hampstead where Hemingway lives. Wow. Okay. Now I know where Hemingway lives. Guess I can go there today. You're awakened by the ringing phone. It's Mr. Brightwell who shouts,
"What makes you think I'll pay you for sleeping?"
Okay. All right, now it is Friday, and at least I have one new location I can check out. We'll do that tomorrow, but first, the recap. Okay, so first of all, we know that Fisher bought one of the jade pins at Araby's, and Redmond, or at least somebody pretending to be Redmond, bought the other one at the curio shop on Broad Street. I'm not entirely convinced that Redmond is the one who bought the jade pin from the curio shop. I don't know what connection he has to Geraldine Tracy, and the description I got was mustachioed with horn-rimmed glasses. Hemingway also has a mustache, and he easily could have put on a pair of glasses. And we know what his connection with Geraldine Tracy is because he was leading a secret double life with her. Next, we have the bag of heroin that I found at Madame Evanalda's, which, as was mentioned earlier, does explain a lot about how Manwaring and Potts had all this money from out of nowhere. I don't know what this drug running has to do with the murder of Geraldine Tracy. Next, we come to Hemingway's alibi. It seems awfully convenient that he can account for where he was at the moment Johnson was being murdered. The game rather blatantly gave me the location of Hemingway's house, so I'll definitely have to go there tomorrow and follow up on his alibi. And on the note of alibis, I think Pycraft knows more than he's letting on. I don't buy his story about a surprise tea party for a second. When I showed Dennis Oliver the picture of Johnson's murder, he thought it looked like Pycraft had taken that picture. So is it possible that he came out of retirement long enough to take one last murder photo? And if he did, what does that mean? Was he there when it happened? Is he covering for his best friend? So, as with any good murder mystery, the more I investigate, the more questions I come up with. And we still have one more day until Saturday, which is when Sharp said that she would be in London and would identify Hemingway as Tracy. So I have some more snooping to do on Friday. Well, thank you for coming back for Thursday, and I hope you come back again for Friday. Until then, be safe out there.